1999 NBA Conference Finals is brought to you by Jollibee.
The Manila Metro Stars and the Pasig Rizal Pirates, frustrated last year from making off with the NBA's first Northern Conference title. This 1999, these two teams once again tread a common path. Division champions, 12-2 in the crossover, and given outright entry into the Northern Conference semifinals where they faced their division title rivals. And there, the similarities ended. The Metro Stars had a relatively easier time versus Pampanga. Manila pounded the Dragons in Game 1 and thwarted the Pampangueños' comeback rally in Game 2. The 4-point loss minus Alex Compton in Game 3 was immediately recalled in the series-clinching Game 4. Ballesteros pass way ahead. Compton taps it. It goes to Morano. He fires. He misses. That, my friend, is the series. Manila Metro Stars winning this.
Pampanga had a chance in that last possession.
They had a chance, but it's a missed shot.
The ball winding up with Morano.
On the other hand, the Pirates nearly walked the plank against San Juan. Two close calls gave Pasig Rizal the upper hand in Games 1 and 2. But the Knights quickly regrouped and crushed the Pasigueños in Games 3 and 4. It took Pasig Rizal a strong, determined final quarter Game 5 stand to hoist its flag and earn the right to duel with Manila.
And it will be Pasig Rizal against Manila in the Northern Conference Finals.
Both teams' struggles made them stronger warriors. Yet, as they close in on their just rewards, the level of play mounts yet another notch. The bigger battles await. A new war is on. And this war begins here at the Mail & More Arena in San Andres, Manila, where the Manila Metro Stars are hosting the Pasig Rizal Pirates for Game 1 of a best-of-5 for the conference finals here in the North. Etong dalawang team na ito, Coach, as we come into this coverage, ay magsisimula na yung laro dahil sa ating kakulangan sa oras, bigay na natin ang mga seedings itong dalawang team na ito.
Well, ito ang laban natin, Bob, ay ubod ng ganda. At very scientific itong dalawang team ito. A lot of things in common between these two teams. And one more thing they have in common, they both want to play in the national finals.
That is true, and of course, that is what is at stake in this contest. Game 1, at maging best-of-5 series ito. Initially, we mentioned best-of-7, pero dahil sa kakulangan din sa oras ng ating liga, of course, we want to finish in time for Christmas. Ginawa na nating best-of-5 ang parehong serye doon po sa South kung saan nagwagi ang Cebu Gems kanina ng kanila Game 1 at dito po sa Hilaga kung saan ang Manila at Pasig ang magtutuos.
So, kanina nakita natin yung ating NBA Budweiser buddy at yan ang apat na player na pagtutuon natin ng pansin, dalawa sa bawat gilid. Romel Aducol, of course, the star player of the year, and Alex Compton, the MVP. And for Pasig Rizal, Bong Ravenna and Guido Babilonia. Of course, Babilonia not starting out because Mike Otto is in there as the starting center for Pasig.
First possession to the Metro Stars. Gilbert Demape had trouble at the baseline. It was tapped away. And it will be an inbound for the Metro Stars at their baseline. Bob Navales po with Butch Maniego. And helping us out in the coverage, Alex Santos and Ira Panganiban. You will hear from them in just a while. Right now, Alex Compton and Peter Martin passing among themselves. Tapon sa ibabaw, Demape fires one, misses. Martin with the offensive rebound, and he's quickly cornered. And there's a loose ball foul call.
Foul being Patrick Benedicto. Going through the starting lineups, Manila still going with their regular starting unit. Samantalang sa Pasig, ganun din. Parang bumalik sila doon sa kanilang regular season starting unit. And Bong Ravenna is guarding Alex Compton.
He tried to stop Alex Compton with a shot there, but Compton missed anyway. Gilbert Castillo in a hurry on the other side for the Pirates. Wala. Kuha ni Peter Martin. Referees for this contest are Rodrigo Ocampo, Joel Caña, and Armand Buenaventura. Romel Aducol, fronted by Mike Otto. With Demape sa ibabaw, looking for Aducol, who's trying to get some room. Lost the ball, but recovered. 5 seconds on the shot clock. De La Rosa puts it in.
Ruben De La Rosa has to make an impact in this series to help offset the tremendous advantage that, on the perimeter that Pasig Rizal seems to enjoy.
This is the conference finals for the North in NBA 99. Pasig Rizal in possession. Ravenna. Over to Jonathan De Guzman, firing a three, missing it. Demape. Stop, jump, swat.
And quickly, Manila scores the first 4 points of the ball game. You know, Manila has a 16-game winning streak here overall sa Mill and More Sports Arena ever since this place opened in late March.
Oh, hindi pa natatalo ang Manila Metro Stars dito sa kanilang home court. Meanwhile, Mike Otto flips one in for the Pirates. And the score is now 4-2. This game running a little late dahil napakahaba ng unang laro natin kanina where the Cebu Gems won over the Iloilo Megavolts there at the Cebu Coliseum. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Adukul lost the ball.
Tawag ko nga doon sa game 1 ng series yun, parang lahat ng aberyang pwede mangyari, naganap na.
Exacto. Pero puro mga maiigsing sample lang naman ng aberya, kaya lang napakatagal at napakarami ng mga aberyang yon. Meanwhile, basket scored by Bong Ravenna.
And there is a sizable contingent of fans cheering on the Pasig Rizal Pirates here at Mail and More.
Hindi naman sila masyadong malayo kasi. No?
Oh, mga 2 oras sa traffic.
Lalo na sa traffic ng Sabado, mga 2 kalahati. And a foul is called on that Manila offensive. Jonathan De Guzman is whistled at.
There's a good cut by Martin, and De Guzman had to adjust his defense at chain of cover sa ilalim, and that was a mismatch that Martin sought to take advantage of or exploit.
These are the two teams that waited. Pero tignan muna natin sa regular season yung mga pinaglabanan nila noon pa to mga ilang buwan na ang binibilang. Manila won over Pasig Rizal in their Pirates home court and then defeated Manila at the Cuneta Astrodome in temporary home court ng Metro Stars 89-77.
So ito yung halos 8 buwan na yung nakalipas bago nagharap sila muli, and it looks like this series is well worth the wait because these are two of the best teams all year long dito sa NBA.
And these are the two teams that waited for the quarterfinals to finish before they can meet their respective opponents. At tinalo rin nila yung dalawang team na yun. For the Manila Metro Stars, yun ang Pampanga Dragons. And for the Pasig Rizal Pirates, yun naman ang San Juan Knights. Alex Compton has it. 7 seconds on the shot clock. His pass almost went away. Pinulot niya Adukul at binato papunta sa ring. Kapos. There goes the outlet over to Ravenna for the layup.
And Ravenna showing his veteran experience. Alam niya padating si Adukul, but he knew he had 2 steps at least on Rommel and that he could make the shot easily.
9-5. Ang ating score. 8.5 remaining. First quarter pa lang ng larong ito. Let's listen now to Alex Santos who will tell us about Pasig Rizal. Alex?
Yes, Bob, you might notice kanina yung mood ng Pasig Rizal Pirates sa simula pa lamang ng laro. Medyo bihira lang sila nakangiti dito at showing a threatening, yung parang tinatawag natin threatening gestures and yung terrifying facial expression dito sa laban na ito, and that is why very effective yung tinurong kanila sa kanila ni Coach Banal na to have an attitude na parang yung parang true warriors and like a New Zealand troops bago sila pumasok sa isang laban, and gumagawa muna sila yung traditional Maori war chant nila, yung parang haka, and instill na sa isipan ng mga players nila while facing the Metro Stars dahil dito magiging responsable sila and dead serious sa conference final series na ito. Bob Butch, Matthew.
Haka.
Oo.
Sa atin, haka-haka lang.
Okay. Terrifying facial expressions pala, Alex, ha?
Oo.
Huwag ka kasi masyadong magdidikit kay Sunny ka ba? Hindi, joke lang.
Nagsasasabay ka dyan eh.
Oo nga eh.
Meanwhile, a foul called on Ruben De La Rosa on that Pasig offensive. Jonathan De Guzman now going towards Ravenna at the flank. Bong Ravenna trying to squeeze in. Pumps one, wala. Offensive rebound and follow-up. There's a foul called.
Well done, Camacho came into the ball game early dahil nga si Rommel Adukul mukhang merong problema.
This fast break is brought to you by FedEx. We live to deliver. And Ravenna delivers in this instance.
Inaliwa pa.
And now, towards the other side, let's listen in to Ira Panganiban in his update of Manila.
Bob, Butch, alam mo, palagi nila sinasabi that the Manila Metro Stars is one of the best offense team. Ang hindi natin napapansin, their best offense usually comes from a very good defense. Itong si Compton at saka si Martin, yun nga lang ang problema. They are now playing at 90% ng kanilang capability. Pero sabi nga ni Coach Louie Alas, mga mama na itong mga bata niya, yung mga slight pains like these are easily ignored. All in all, Manila wants to lead far and wide early para naman maging madali ang labang ito. Butch, Bob?
So you see the intention there. Manila wants to eat Pasig Rizal out of the court this early. At binanggit nga ni Ira na 90% si Alex Compton at si Peter Martin dahil sa various injuries na inabot nitong dalawang player na ito. That's Louie Alas, head coach of the Manila Metro Stars.
I'm curious why the early substitution of Camaso for Romel Aducol. Maybe it's because they need some... They need to pull Mike Otto out of the shaded lane, and Camaso, of course, a good outside threat.
Otto has been out of the lane for a while. Samantala, there's Benedicto trying to get up in the air but was denied the access pass.
Well, Benedicto is an instant offense guy. No? Actually, parang mas ideal siya to coming off the bench. But for Pasig, he's put in the first unit kasi kapag gumawa ito, and he's a streak shooter, I once saw him score 20 points in one half. So posible. But in the end of the game, usually you should expect more of a guy like, let's say, a Lowell Briones or even a Jay Magat inside dahil mas proven sila sa clutch situations.
Meanwhile, it's a 7-0 blast by Pasig.
And an offensive foul as well mula dito kay Don Tomaso.
Score is 11-5, 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Jonathan De Guzman still looking for Bong Ravena. They're going to go to him for most of this series as we expect. And now we have a timeout. We'll be right back. Please stay there.
Dream. Believe.
I can reach you.
Prepare. With new improved Milo. Now with more energy releasers. More B vitamins to help you go faster. Higher. Stronger.
I will win.
Raise your game. Drink Milo. Now with more energy releasers.
Sa Jollibee, may bagong hit. Jollibee Hot Dog on a Stick. Langhap sarap na fantastic. Jollibee Hot Dog on a Stick. I-target mo na. Bago na wala. Nice and flat. Philips Matchline Real Flat TV. The art of watching. The 1999 NBA Conference Finals is brought to you by Jollibee.
Welcome back.
The NBA Underfashion, the only undergarment made of 100% super cone cotton.
Mobilite Battery, ang bateryang pamatagalan.
Or so I say. Ruben De La Rosa breaking an 11-1 run by the Pirates, scoring there. 11-7 is the score.
And Manila's really tightly guarding Bong Ravena. They don't want him to get going offensively.
He could not at that instance. Compton leads it off. De La Rosa.
That move did not look very legal to me. But no reaction from the bench of the Pirates.
Absolutely no takeoff there. And De Guzman over to the corner. Ravena shaking off De La Rosa, running shot, still doesn't fall.
And we're going to have a loose ball foul on Gilbert Castillo. Suddenly nawala itong momentum on the side of the Pasig Rizal Pirates.
This fast break brought to you by FedEx. We live to deliver.
Well, Joel Bonal making the change now. Babylonia coming in for Otto. They need more smooth passing on the offense. And Babylonia, one of the best passing centers we have in the NBA. He knows how to recognize, especially double teams coming at him.
Metro Stars in possession. Alex Compton. De La Rosa popping out. There's Martin, cross-court pass, tapped by Castillo, and it's outside for Manila. It's Manila versus Pasig Rizal here in the north. And over there in the south, Cebu against Iloilo, where the Gems have taken a 1-0 lead in their best of 5
And
in
that
the
was
conference final.
And that looks like a great series in the making, Bob.
And that's a big first game also. A high-scoring one, and decided only in the last minute.
Well, I'm still wondering why Adukol was pulled out early by the Metro Stars. Maybe Ira can get that for us at the next report.
Well, tumutungo si Ira at mukhang nakuha na niya yung hinto.
Oo.
And we'll try to put him on air in a while. Samantala de Guzman firing a 3. Missing that. The high bounce went nowhere. Agawang buko, nakuha ni Gilbert Demape. He's in a hurry towards the other side. Palobo, papunta kay Compton sa likod. Firing one. Missing on the 3. Offensive rebound, De La Rosa.
Not against Babylonia, he won't.
Passes off to Martin and he misses on the fall away. Eto, pakinggan na natin si Ira yung kanyang gusto sabihin tungkol kay Romel Adukol.
Well, actually, Bob, it's just a tactical move dito kay Coach Louie Alas. He wants itong si Romel Adukol just a little bit rested muna because this is going to be a very long game sa tingin niya at mukhang magpupukpukan. Mamaya gusto niya healthy at malakas itong si Romel pag nagbakbakan na talaga. Bob, Butch?
We'll see if that gambit pays off. Meanwhile, Gilbert Castillo just went all the way for the layup and picked up a foul on the way as well. And he's on the free throw line now for a bonus.
Chief numbers, Gilbert Castillo against San Juan, 12 points, 8 rebounds a game. He was quite effective in that series.
Demape with De La Rosa. Metro Stars on the setup, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Don Camaso inching towards the basket, giving it behind. Martin firing one. Refuses to get the bounce.
And Ravenna showing us why he's averaging about 8 or 9 rebounds a game.
Tilapon si Alex Compton as he attempted to steal that ball. Samantala Castillo, his shot swatted away by Don Camaso. Here's Compton on the front court, threading it inside to Camaso for the layup.
That was a great pass by Alex Compton, spotting Camaso on the trail.
Castillo over to Ravenna underneath, drops it to Castillo, but Compton is there to spoil the party.
This organization on the part of the Pasig offense.
Gilbert Demape penetrates, running shot, doesn't fall. Benedicto for the rebound.
And I think Pasig Rizal must really settle down on their half-court sets. Kaya ang gulo-gulo ng offense nila at this point.
De Guzman lobs it down to Guido. Babylonia, one-on-one against Camaso. Kicking it over to the other side. There's De Guzman missing it. Babylonia's follow-up, Butata.
Peter Martin.
Demape with the shuffle. 2 guys on him. Pinasa sa tabi niya. Camaso firing one and hitting it.
And suddenly, tabla na tayo from a 7-point lead ng Pasig. They're bringing the ballgame. Nawala ito bigla.
Tabla sa 13. Now the Pirates turn to call a timeout. We'll be right back.
That's why I only want the best to keep my family.
World-famous Bear brand of Switzerland brings to you a new improved
Yang Matagalan.
Welcome back to the Mail and More Arena in San Andres, Manila. First quarter tayo nitong labang ito, 3 minutes and 18 seconds remaining. Adukol is back in action for the Manila Metro Stars.
Nilabas niya si Peter Martin. Looks like the matchup that Louie Alas wants is Adukol against Babylonia.
And back there was a Vulcasil, dikit na dikit shot block. Back to live action. Guido Babylonia trying to make room against Romel Adukol and finds one. Supalpal, but it is goaltending.
Yes, nahuli na si Camaso. Bababa na yung bola. There were some substitutions also on the part of Pasig Rizal. Pumasok si John Dumont at si James Tuason. Quite a surprise move because Tuason has hardly played this season, but Clausen coming in for Patrick Benedicto, and he's being tasked to guard Romel Aducol. Why? Dahil sanay siyang bantayan si Aducol when he was playing from Mapua before.
So magkakilala sila ng mabuti. Samantala, Gilbert Demape firing one, hitting a three.
AC Brown, or Ceasar Brown, by the way, is also in the ballgame now for Manila.
Jonathan De Guzman over to Guido Babilonia. Babilonia wants a baseline and he gets it, but he steps on it.
Wanted it so much, tinapakan niya. So lamang na Manila na isa 16-15, and as Ira mentioned earlier, Manila very underrated as a defensive team for some strange reason, because yun nga na-overshadow usually na kanilang opensa.
Yeah, but they have in their ranks the top defensive players. But meanwhile, Romel Aducol and Guido Babilonia are candidates for Hardiplex King of the Boards.
You know, Don Camacho is really making hay here in the early going. Nakaka-6 na puntos na si The Hammer.
Jonathan De Guzman against Gilbert Demape, as usual. And now, Bong Ravena. Ruben De La Rosa is on him. Babilonia travels.
Made the up fake even before he had caught the pass cleanly.
So what usually follows is a shuffle right after that without a dribble. Kaya tinawagan siyang traveling. Itong dalawang team na ito, balance sa kanilang lineup. A lot of similarities as we've been mentioning all over. Pati yung paggamit ng triangle offense, magaling sila sa fourth quarter. There's a pass over to Romel Aducol on the other side, and nobody there to provide resistance.
Well, naagawan si Aducol, so mabagal siyang bumaba. Nakaganda pa yon sa panig ng Metro Stars.
Metro Stars on a 15-4 run. Ravena, head and shoulder fake, and there's a whistle.
Illegal defense.
Yes, it is. Warning call on the Metro Stars. Fast break from FedEx. We live to deliver. Field Marshal completing that play. 20-15 for the Manila Metro Stars.
Lowell Briones going from colored hair to no hair. Talaga ito si Lowell hindi mapakali sa kanyang barbero.
Oo. Mainit ang ulo. In more ways than one.
Jay Magat, by the way, is in the ball game now also for Jonathan De Guzman. So, fresh 5 on the court for Pasig Rizal.
Here's Jay Magat. Shaking off Demape. Going inside, missing it. Babilonia with a tip in.
When you count on Jay Magat, he will come out firing.
De La Rosa over to the field marshal. Here's Romel Aducol. James Tuason, siya ang bumabantay ngayon kay Aducol. Kicks it back to Ceasar Brown. Here's Gilbert Demape, firing a three. Hits one again.
Step back, three-point shot. What a great basket by Gilbert Demape. Second three-point shot of the game.
Dumont to Babilonia. Everybody clearing out for Guido to make a move. He's double teamed. Lowell Briones, Jay Magat, one step forward, firing it and hitting. 24 seconds remaining here in the first period. 23-19 for the Metro Stars.
Well, this first quarter going by so fast. Contrast to the first game we saw today.
That's true. Demape trying to get away from Magat. Ball was tapped away. 7 seconds on the Metro Stars shot clock.
Compton coming back in for De La Rosa. And guess what? It's John Dumont guarding Compton.
Ceasar Brown's inbound. Nabulabog. Still nobody getting a clear possession except for that one. Don Camacho. Put a tip in. Wala pa rin. Tapikan pa rin. And ultimately, it's Ceasar Brown who gets it and beats the buzzer.
Iba na nga naman ang matangkad.
End of the period, 25-19 for the Manila Metro Stars Northern Conference Finals. This is game 1, and it resumes in just a while.
Agua Vida.
Hartman, the NBA Under Fashion, the only undergarment made of 100% super comb cotton.
This is the NBA double barrel action as seen on Studio 23 nationwide, also on the People's Television Network, and worldwide through the Filipino channel. And back there, Alex Compton called for a foul after a basket scored by the Metro Stars.
Well, who doesn't remember this guy? One of the best shooters of all time in this country, Jimmy Manansala.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Manansala. Hoy, nice to see you again. And Bonnie Garcia, I remember him.
Actually, magkasama sila dumating. Bisita ni Bonnie si Jimmy.
Bonnie Garcia, of course, was coaching consultant of the Pampanga Dragons, and as we understand, has been appointed head coach
Yes.
of the Dragons. Compton firing a three.
And now all of a sudden, it's an 11-point lead for the Manila Metro Stars. Suddenly, the offense of Pasig could not get going. At yan nga yung nabatid natin coming into the series. Pasig Rizal must avoid itong mga offensive blackouts. Meron silang mga portion of the game na suddenly yung offense nila nawawala. They're a great defensive team that never disappears, pero yung offense kailangan din pagtuunan ng pansin.
Well, nobody wants to shoot for the Pirates. There's Dumont missing it from outside. Adukul trying to put the ball down for the dribble, but had trouble. Recovered, however. Fred Chiang is in the ballgame for the Metro Stars. Compton down to Adukul, firing, gets it done. Let's listen now to Alex Santos on an update. Alex?
Alam mo, Bob, patuloy pa rin itong pagbibigay ng magandang aral dito sa mga players ng Pasig Rizal Pirates, especially challenging Holly's players na kailangan tayo ma-intimidate dito kay Romel Adukul, considering na siya may role na defensive player of the year dito sa NBA and also star player. Kailangan natin be aggressive sa depensa, avoid itong fancy passes natin kanina sa ating opensa. Medyo napapansin, marami tayong mga turnovers dito sa laban na ito. Magbabalik pong NBA dito sa Mail and More. G.
Sa Jollibee.
Has had 7 points here in the second period. They're 3 of 6 from the free throw or from the three-point area. Pasig is 1 of 4 in this ball game.
At right now, ginugulpi ng Manila Pasig Rizal sa fast break points at points off turnovers.
There's Bong Ravena going around the block, missing again. The tap goes to Briones. Jump shot, doesn't fall. Adukul winning that rebound, and there's a foul on Gilbert Castillo, his second.
Castillo trying to duel for the loose ball. So nagpalit na ulit ng tao si Joel Banal. Binalik niya si Castillo at si Ravena kasama si Mike Otto.
A lineup that somehow worked in the first quarter. Samantala, Alex Compton against Jay Magat. Given a pick by Adukul. Compton firing a fall away. Wala. Adukul plucked the ball but lost it on the way down. Natapik papalabas outside ito for Manila.
And right now, very dominating ang performance ng Manila, especially here in the second period. Should take a look at VIP row.
Of course, Commissioner Mon Fernandez in the background, and in the foreground, that's Bert Lina, Ben Solon, and Babes Alvarez of Laguna, Socsargen, and Negros, respectively.
Oh, so parang hanay ito ng mga may-ari ng mga, or part of the ownerships of several teams in the NBA.
Pirates in possession. Jay Maga trying to get through, kicks it behind to Otto. And there's Lowell Briones still missing out.
And the outside shots of Pasig Rizal simply refusing to fall.
Ravena, wala pa rin.
That's a hurried shot.
Another tip in by Castillo, still doesn't drop. And there's a loose ball foul.
On Castillo, that's going to be 3 on Gilbert Castillo.
And still the Pirates have not scored in this quarter. Ira Panganiban, kamusta ba dyan?
Well, pressure, ano? Keep the pressure on. Yun yung gusto mangyari itong si Coach Louie Alas. Katulad ng sinabi natin kanina, gusto ng Manila Metro Stars, maaga pa, they want to lead far, they want to lead wide, so that pagpatapos na yung laro, hindi na sila nahihirapan. At alam mo naman na ang Manila Metro Stars, mahusay ito sa isang bagay, that's lead management. Bob, Butch.
Lead management it is. However, Romel Adukul missing out. And running into us is Fred Chiang. Thanks for cushioning your fall, my friend, dahil titila pong mga monitor namin sa amin.
Sa dibdib.
Ay nalalayan na lang ni Fred Chiang nung tumilapon siya. Meanwhile, the ball was sent out. Pasig has possession. 32-18. Ganun nakalaki lamang ng Metro Stars at this stage. Second quarter tayo, 8.5 remaining. Briones down to Castillo. Camaso trying to swipe. Called for a foul.
out for a reach in. It's going to be 3 on Don Camaso, so Peter Martin will have to be sent back in. Right now, the difference in this ball game, the fact that Pasig Rizal cannot buy an outside shot.
That's Romy De La Rosa of the Negros Slashers visiting us and brother Ruben, who's playing for the Metro Stars. Siya yan. Here's Bong Ravena against Ceasar Brown. Adukol thinking of the double team but decides not to. Babilonia to Magat. Finds one underneath. That's Lowell Briones. Still cannot get the bucket. Got a foul.
On Compton, that's going to be 2 on Alex Compton. For a brief while there, Bob, itong Pasig was trying to use isolation, but that is not the way they play. Talagang dapat triangle ang offense ang nilalaro nila.
Game 2 of both series will be played tomorrow. Of course, the Manila Metro Stars again host the Pasig Rizal Pirates tomorrow here at the Maylan Moore Gym in the first game at 1:30 where they will switch jersey colors. At ganun din naman sa Cebu at Iloilo over there in Cebu.
Because
Second game naman ng Cebu.
Kaya paliwanag siguro natin sa mga bagong salta pa lamang dito sa bayan natin dito sa NBA. Ang home team traditionally wears the light-colored uniform. So each team usually has a set of road uniforms and home uniforms. But since back-to-back ang ating laro, ay magsiswitch sila on Sunday.
And that's what's going to happen tomorrow. Starting at 1:30. Mantala, Romel Adukol. Strong move inside and a drop pass to Peter Martin who ices a 2.
Which is why it's so problematic for double teams dito kay Adukol, especially kung sa big man sila magdo-double team. Because Peter Martin moves so well without the ball. And that time around, Ravena losing the ball para sa Pasig Rizal.
Ravena having trouble about getting going here in the second quarter. He had 4 in the first. Alex Compton shaking off Magat. Finding Fred Chiang inside. Another pass. Peter Martin. This pass tapped and taken away by the Pirates. Ravena against Brown. Finds Magat underneath. And it trickles in.
You know, Pasig Rizal trying to increase the tempo of the game. Gusto lang sabihin yung Manila.
Peter Martin on a setup by the Metro Stars. There's Adukol as usual. Binoble team si Romel.
And now the double team comes from up high.
And it worked because he traveled.
Yes.
This assist is brought to you by DHL. Every second counts. Compton trying to put pressure on Lowell Briones from the backcourt. Jay Magat to Mike Otto. Here's Lowell Briones. Jump shot. Rims out.
Anything beyond 10 feet for Pasig Rizal has been a problem. Yung kanilang mga tira talagang ayaw. Mukhang hindi walang awa dito sa Maylan Moore. And you also have to remember this is the first time Pasig Rizal is seeing this gym.
Oh man, and Alex Compton hitting that one. That is a 3. Jay Magat getting away from Fred Chiang. Mike Otto to Babilonia. Down to Ravena. Ravena against Ceasar Brown. Wants a baseline. Lost the ball. Ball tap. Recovered by the Pirates. Here's Magat.
Actually, hindi natin tumama sa ulo ni Ceasar Brown as he was trying to yung bilisan niya yung takbo niya. So, binaba niya yung ulo niya. Tumama doon yung bola doon. That was actually worth a second look, yung aksidente yun.
And a foul called on Alex Compton. Dalawang personals si Alex Compton. By the way, Jun Nomalong is not going to play in this ball game, serving a suspension for an elbow. By the way, that's Casper. Nakadiga-kadiga niya, anak niya.
Yan ang hirap pag suspendido ka, mag-aalaga ka ng bata.
Duty ka. Medyo natutulog pa si Casper ngayon. He'll probably wake up in a while pag sumigaw na rin yung tatay niya. Field goals. Pasig is 1 of 8 in the second quarter. And my friend, you know how to compute percentages.
Oo. 12.5.
Adukol is double team. Brown gives it around the block to Demape. Back to Brown from the top of the keyhole, missing it. Pinapik ni Adukol. Fred Chiang to Demape.
nailing it.
Demape now with 10 points in the ballgame. I think he hasn't missed too many shots.
16-point lead for the Metro Stars, biggest in the ballgame. Ravenna over to Babylonia. The Pirates are doing a good job of passing that ball around. However, the shots, except for that one, have refused to fall.
Second three-point basket for Patrick Benedicto. He's the only one who seems to be hitting from the outside para sa Pasig Rizal.
But he gets the ball rarely in a scoring position. Adukol against Mike Otto. Shot clock down to 6. Romel does his work. Mintis, tapik ni Ferchiang, wala rin. Pirates on a fast break. It's Ravenna. Shaking up Demape for the layup.
So Ravenna's only, two of Ravenna's baskets have come on fast breaks. And that cuts the lead of Manila to 11 with 4:43 remaining.
Metro Stars with Peter Martin and Brown. That's Ceasar Brown. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Demape trying to get away from De Guzman, and they lose the ball there. Turnover by Manila as we watch this. We live to deliver fast break from FedEx. Bong Ravenna completing that.
Sino ba yung pinababati mo, Dada? Si Master Guapo daw.
Marco Franco. Sino yun?
Ewan ko.
Of course, yung kaibigan
Marco
natin dyan
Franco,
sa...
of course, runs our graphic section.
Pati yung bukis natin, siya rin nagraran. Outside scoring, Manila 20 against Pasig Rizal's 8. That's the difference right there. Ravenna missing, so does Dumont. The tap, a series of taps, it goes to Guido Babylonia of Pasig. 4 minutes left in the second period. Love pass reaches Dumont. Against Camaso, over to Benedicto, firing a three again!
And that will be the role of Patrick Benedicto here in the first half, is to try and keep Pasig Rizal in the game while his teammates look for their offense.
De La Rosa, nakatapat sa kanya. Si Benedicto, there's Martin now with the ball. 3.5 remaining. The lead of Manila down to 8 now. Demape trying to add on to that. Wala.
And Pasig Rizal's defense is keeping them also in this ball game. Now that the Metro Stars are keeping close tabs on Benedicto.
And there's a foul on that play. It's Don Camaso, and then that's number 4 on Don Camaso. This is Paula Cojuangco. She's our nesty base of the game.
And how much more refreshing can it be?
Can't get any refreshinger than that. Nice word. Meanwhile, we have a timeout. We'll be back for more from Mail and More in just a while. Against Pasig's 2, and Bonnie Garcia there with Louis Chudian of the Manila Metro Stars. Grimly watching this game from the sidelines. Expressionless. Meanwhile, Romel Adukol with a smile there has 6 rebounds so far, leading the pack on the Hard-to-Flex King of the Boards candidates.
Actually, kasama rin ni Jimmy Manansala na pinakita natin kanina yung dalawang anak niya na medyo mga pinata na. Yung siya daw naglaro yata para sa UST. Hindi ko lang alam kung juniors o seniors.
Louis Alas feeling the heat here at the Mail and More Arena.
Adukol has to come back in as Camaso sits down with 4 fouls.
By the way, in this series, we played the first 2 games in the Metro Stars home court, and then we turn to the Pasig Sports Center for the next 2. And if necessary, a 5th game will be played also here in the Mail and More gyms as the Metro Stars have the home court advantage. There's a push from behind by Guido Babylonia.
Actually, sa tingin ko, that's one of the toughest jobs for the referees. Yan, yung sinasabi natin kanina.
Jimmy Manansala with his glasses off is there in the middle. Hindi ko lalabanan ng shooting yan. Hindi ko lalabanan ng shooting.
Grabe. Hanggang half court yata ang range niya. Pero maganda yung mga shootout na dati ni Deputy Commissioner Ed Cordero yata. Yung pwede magkasabay.
Nag-abot. Meanwhile, Demape over to Adukul. Finds the cutter in Peter Martin. Dumont trying to follow suit. Natapik ni Ravena ang bola. And he bails out Pasig there. Papunta naman kay Babilonia on the fast break. Shaking off two. Missing. And there's a tip in by Patrick Benedicto.
Who now has 11 points here in the ball game.
Clearly the key player here for Pasig in the first half. That's Patrick Benedicto.
And Pasig Rizal Pirates have trimmed the lead down to 4. They're back in the ball game.
Gilbert Demape against Dumont. There's a push. Dumont is called for his first personal. Meanwhile, the Pirates have committed 4 team fouls. And we'll be right back right after this timeout. Please stay there.
The manner he talks.
Our player at the end of this game. Hartman, the NBA Under Fashion, the only undergarment made of 100% super comb cotton.
12-0 run by Pasig. Manila has not scored in 3 minutes of basketball action. Metro Stars trying to come up with something there, but there's absolutely zilch from Ruben De La Rosa. And now Patrick Benedicto looking at the formation, trying to get through for the layup. He is fouled on the entry.
Well, merong mismatch na lipat si Compton sa kanya, and Compton is called for the foul. Apat na rin si Alex Compton. That's a big problem for Manila. Camaso with 4, Compton with 4.
That's a revolting development, and Louis Alas knows it. He stays on the bench pondering his next move. Patrick Benedicto, meanwhile, on the stripe, gets his 12th point down. 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Right now, with the foul trouble that Manila is experiencing, what they have to do now, Bob, is shorten the game. And what does that mean? Slow it down. Maximize each possession. Paikliin nyo yung laro. And let's see if the Metro Stars will do it that way, because right now, Pasig Rizal has the momentum.
That is true, as Romel Adukul tries to put a dribble between Dumont and Babilonia. Someone hung on to him. That's Dumont, his second personal.
They will send Adukul to the line for a 1-and-1.
And at halftime, masasaksihan niyo po, sabi nga ni Butch, napakaraming
magandang play.
Magagandang play o masiglang play at maraming pang iba. Including, of course, our halftime reports and our halftime highlights. Kasama na rin yan sa mararaming magagandang play. Adukul misses a free throw, and let's listen in now to Alex Santos with an update.
Yes, Bob, mismong itong si Coach Banal admitted to me na with this series, yung kanyang mga players has the complete freedom to create a scenario on offense at hindi laging dekahon ang kanilang galaw dito ngayon. Mas effective ika nga ang option nito. And also ito si Assistant Coach Toy Banal, sabi nga niya, only Benedicto ang may high shooting percentage ngayon, kaya na delikado sila dito sa series ito. But second half, antayin nila ang pag-explode nitong si Bong Ravena. Bob, what's back to you?
Abangan pa nila si Ravena sa second half. Meanwhile, Benedicto has been doing a lot of the work here in the first half. Dumont with that offensive rebound. Benedicto down to Babilonia. Babilonia against Brown, shakes him off for that open shot.
And the Manila Metro Stars lead is threatened now. It's down to 1. It was highest at 16. So it's a 15-0 run by Pasig Rizal now.
Napako ang Metro Stars sa 39. They have been scoreless for the longest time. And now there seems to be a foul. As we take a look at Bong Ravena and Jonathan De Guzman there on the floor. Foul called on De Guzman. Let's take a look at that again.
There could be a technical on Adukul for second motion. There.
Well, yung braso niya sumandal sa Babilonia. Tumilapon si Guido.
But also pretty good acting job on the part of Babilonia.
And now let's listen in to Ira Panganiban, who will report on the suddenly cold Metro Stars.
Well, medyo nagulantan kasi itong Metro Stars, ano, kung tingin ko dun sa tingin ni Coach Louie Alas, and I think so too, dun sa sunod-sunod na bira nitong Pasig Rizal Pirates. Ang nangyari ngayon, nung hinabol sila, lumapit yung lead, nagpupumili dito Manila Metro Stars, napumukpok ulit, that causes too many fouls, too many errors, which is where they are right now. Bob, Butch,
And the score is now tied, albeit temporarily, dahil si Aducol ay nasa free throw line ngayon on that foul by Jonathan De Guzman. He will have a 1-and-1.
Well, kanina nagminti siya sa front end. But this time around, Romel makes it. Kung ako naman ang Pasig Rizal, hindi ko gagalitin ito si Romel dahil baka biglang pumutok ito.
And that's, well, an Aducol streamer, more ways than one. It's second free throw. 2 for 2 si Romel ngayon. 41-39, less than a minute remaining in the second quarter. Here's Patrick Benedicto against Ceasar Brown. Babylonia helping out. Everybody else just watching Benedicto go to work here. Off on that layup. Goes to De La Rosa. Tight pass over to Demape. A tighter shot doesn't fall. De La Rosa with the offensive rebound. And a putback.
Well, De La Rosa making some solid contributions here in the first half. 8 points for him.
Back to 4 points ang lamang ng Manila. De Guzman over to Benedicto. Time down to 18 seconds in the second quarter. Benedicto given room by Dumont, but there's an illegal pick.
Offensive foul on Dumont. It's going to be 3 on him. Compton will come in quickly. 4 fouls in all. Bakit? Well, he can get a 3-point shot and give them a 7-point lead going to the break. Total chances are wala ng defensive sequence dito.
10 seconds remaining. Demape over to De La Rosa, handoff to Alex Compton. The ball tapped away. 2.2 left in the first half.
Well, Pasig Rizal should watch out for Compton coming off a screen.
Here's Aducol. He's going to do the work here. Missing that. Hitting the follow-up, but that doesn't count. Time ran out on that offensive by the Metro Stars. It is halftime. Our features, which we promised, are all coming your way in just a while. This is the NBA Northern Conference Finals, and it continues in a while.
Philippine
So Babylonia, 8 points and 6 rebounds in the first half. He's been holding his own against Romel Aducol, and that's a big matchup win for Pasig Rizal if they can maintain that.
Now, you saw a bunch of numbers a while back. Hindi po totoo yun. Cebu, Iloilo nakasulat eh. Kanina pa yun eh. Pero mamaya, in fact, we'd like to look into the field goals of the Manila Metro Stars. They are at 49% against Pasig's 35%.
But Manila also with the advantage rebounds 26-19 saka assist 11-7.
And Mike Otto misses a turnaround shot. Balik sa Manila Metro Stars ang bola.
Ito yung ating leading scores sa laro. Benedicto with 12. Babylonia 8, Ravenna 7. For Manila, Dimapos leading the way with 10. Camacho and De La Rosa with 8 each. So conspicuous by their absence is scoring for ng Manila. Of course, Aducol and Compton, although they both have 6 each.
And Aducol with 6 rebounds already. Martin has 5. Demape with 4, believe it or not. On the other side, Pasig with Benedicto, 12 points and 5 rebounds. De Guzman has 4 assists. Compton now in the front court. Crossover dribble. Nandun na agad yung mga kalaban, and Aducol goes for the layup.
I wonder why Mike Otto had to double against Compton. Ravenna had him pretty much well covered, and when Otto doubled, nalibre tuloy si Aducol.
45-39 for Manila. This is game 1 of the conference finals. Benedicto getting some room but missing on the shot. Follow-up likewise went nowhere. Aducol pitches off. Compton receives. Gilbert Demape. Still waiting for Romel Aducol to get into position as De La Rosa and Demape passes among themselves. Firing one and hitting it, that's Gilbert Demape.
Well, Demape seldom misses an open shot. So, talagang dapat hindi siya iwanan ng kanyang tao. And Pasig Rizal, sensing that momentum is shifting back to Manila, quickly calling a timeout.
And we'll be right back in just a while.
Timeout Pasig Rizal Pirates.
Get advanced diesel technology that
The NBA Under Fashion, the only undergarment made of 100% super comb cotton.
Excellent move by Bong Ravena. Turnaround shot. Trimming down the Manila lead to 6, 47-41. Alex Compton. Over to Romel Aducol. Looking for De La Rosa there. Pero hindi binigay sa kanya. Demape to Compton at the baseline. De La Rosa spotting. Missing. Compton playing with 4 personals at this stretch. And so is Don Camacho.
And it seems simple for Manila. They should try and attack Alex Compton defensively. Try to give the ball to the man he is guarding. Meanwhile, Babylonia, medyo napalakas yung kanyang pasa.
At muntik mong tumama doon sa mga nakaupo sa baseline. And that strong move brought to you by Colt 45, the strong one. Third quarter tayo. Romel Aducol. Over to Demape. Martin finding Aducol again. Blocked. Manila recovers. Demape, turnaround shot. Off. And there's a foul. At pakinggan natin ngayon si Alex Santos. And again, an update on the Pasig Rizal Pirates.
Alam mo, Bob, Pasig is still having a hard time guarding itong si Romel Aducol. Kahit na meron silang yung mga prepared defensive plays para dito kay Aducol. Well, Coach Banal reiterates at sabi nga niya, we don't have really to follow all the instructions written sa kanilang sa board. All they have to do is gawin nila pure and simple defensive instinct na kanilang gagawin nila at huwag nila pahirapan yung kanilang sarili. Yung sense of urgency, kung kailangan ng tulong nung magdo-double para kay Aducol, yung sense of urgency, tulungan kagad. On offense naman, they can beat Manila if they run on opportunities. Bob Butch, Matthew.
Yun ang pinaplano ni Joel Banal, head coach ng Pasig Rizal Pirates, whom you saw a while back. Alex Compton's shot fails to fall. Recovered by Martin and a putback.
5 points now for Peter Martin. Great effort, hustle play there by the captain of the Metro Stars.
And the Stars lead up to 8, 49-41.
By the way, Jay Magat came in for Jonathan De Guzman.
There's Ravena trying to get through. Pinasa kay Babylonia. Reverse layup. Pumasok.
And these are the two guys upon which Pasig Rizal hopes to challenge Manila. The experience especially favoring Pasig Rizal in this matchup.
Alex Compton. Nahihirapang maipasa yung bola. Shot clock of the Metro Stars ticking down to 4. Compton has to put this up. He fires, overshoots. Napunta kay Demape. Goes all the way, Mintis. Aducol is fouled.
And look at the emotions being displayed by the Manila Metro Stars. Alam mo, marami nga nagsasabi, this team is very scientific, very complex.
And an assist brought to you by DHL. Every second counts.
Pero baliktad sa puntong ginagawa natin, eventually, lalabas yung emotion sa laban na ito. Because both these teams desperately want to go on to the national finals.
Well, Manila in their record last year went as far as the conference finals, losing out to Pampanga. Meanwhile, Pasig last year was semi-finalist and number 4 yata sila among the finishers. And Romel Aducol missing his second free throw. 7-point lead for Manila. Jay Magat over to Bong Ravena. A foul.
Let's see. Looks like it's going to be De La Rosa. Well, for a while there, I thought Compton.
Montik na. De La Rosa has second personal.
Ayun, galing sa likod, medyo may tulot.
Si Compton, sabi niya, not me. Dehins. Ravenna with the inbound to Magat. Nasa third quarter tayo, 7 minutes and 45 remaining. Gilbert Castillo open for the fall away.
Castillo's had a hard time getting his offense on track. Only his second field goal of the ball game. And he's going to be very important for the offensive flow passing because he can hit the outside shot.
Alex Compton penetrates. Binigay sa gilid kay Peter Martin. Over to De La Rosa. At the corner, there's Demape. Yes! Yes!
Demape has not missed too many shots. That's his third three-point shot of the game. Back to 8 ang lamang ng Manila Metro Stars.
Gilbert Demape with 15 points today. Jay Magat could not find Bong Ravenna. Nakaharang si Robert De La Rosa sa kanya. Eventually, naibigay na rin niya. 5 seconds on the shot clock and Bong puts it up. Wala. A tap almost went in pero hindi pa rin. Nakuha ni Demape. Metro Stars again on the attack. Demape firing it. Medyo nagmadali yata si Gilbert doon. This is the other Gilbert. That's Castillo. Pinasa kay Otto sa ilalim. Gets the bucket and the foul.
Well, he ought to make a shot. He was being guarded by the point guard of the other team. And that's why Demape picks up his second foul.
On team fouls, Manila has 2. And so does Pasig. Bonus free throw on the way for Mike Otto. De La Rosa replaced by Brown.
Now let's see if Manila Metro Stars will go to Brown a bit more on offense, especially in some mga isolation play. He's their best, one of their best one-on-one players.
Bonus free throw for Mike Otto sinks. Down to a 5-point lead now for Manila. Dumont trying to crowd Brown out of position. There's Adukul now with the ball. Trying to make room against Otto. Double teamed by Castillo. Ball almost taken away by Pasig. There's Dumont on the floor. Naipasa niya pero kinuha ni Adukul ang bola. And he stumbles to the baseline. Traveling, ang itinawag as we listen in to Ira Panganiban on his update on the Metro Star.
Bob, si Butch kanina was talking about emotions. Well, isa ito sa mga sinita ito si Coach Dewey Alas tungkol dito kay Romel Adukul. Sabi nga niya sa mga kanyang assistant coach, paalala nyo kay Romel, huwag mainit ang ulo. Keep it down, keep it cool. Kasi si Romel may tendency na pag sumaksak at hindi pumasok, laging may second motion dahil sa frustration. He does not need that. Bob, Butch?
It seems tinagal-tagal na nilalaro ni Adukul. He might have tempered himself by now. Pero pinapaalala lang siguro.
At iba na kasi at lumalaki nga yung stakes sa laban as each round progresses, and Jay Magat posting up his defender. And I also believe that's the reason why Magat's in the ballgame. Mas agresibo siya sa opensa so he can better fish another foul from Compton.
And Magat brings the lead down to 3.
And forces a turnover as well.
Big ball game so far for Jay Magat on the few times that he's been on the floor. 5 minutes and 41 remaining in the third quarter. Dumont in the backcourt against Brown. They're staying too long there. Pero nakalusot pa rin siya dun sa 8 seconds. So 8 plus seconds na binibigay sa'yo to stay on the backcourt. Now it's 8 seconds left on the shot clock for Jay Magat. Turnaround shot, yes!
And Magat is now starting to exploit the foul trouble of Alex Compton. The lead is down to 1.
Balik sa isa ang lamang ng Manila Metro Stars. Briefly, Pasig was able to equalize at some point in the second quarter. Demape against Briones. Compton over to Camaso, who travels. Camaso a bit tentative now. He has 4 personals.
So that gives Pasig Rizal 2 targets on the Manila defense na pwede lang atakihin, Camaso and Compton.
And they're both on the court. And we are in the third quarter. 5 minuto pa natitira.
And that's why Guido Babilonia will be sent in for Mike Otto.
Lob pass intended for Magat. Walang pinuntahan, but Alex Compton's hands. And those hands fire a 3-point shot. Hindi pumasok. Camaso with the rebound. Meanwhile, a foul has been called.
And Castillo will likewise have 4 fouls.
Gilbert Castillo expected to score but has not been doing much here for Pasig. Also committed his 4th personal.
Andun yung tulak ni Castillo. Otto will sit down. In comes Babylonia. Dumont is also sitting down for Briones.
And Pecheang is inside for Gilbert Demape. Compton.
Sabi ni Compton siguro, since naiisahan siya ni Magat, ay kailangan makabawi-bawi naman siya.
Compton's had just three three-point shots in the ballgame, and those are the only points he scored so far. This is the league MVP for this year. Hawak ang bola, pinasa sa likuran. Brown, awkward on that shot.
It's going to be an offensive foul on Brown. He was trying to fish a foul from Castillo.
Here's that foul called on Ceasar Brown.
Sabi siguro ni Castillo, ba, kahapon pa ako nandito nakapwesto.
Ngayon, tatambay-tambay ka dyan. 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 4 ang lamang ng Manila. Game 1 of a best of 5. Game 2 will be played here tomorrow. Jonathan De Guzman, sumalaksak, gets the running shot off.
So the plan of Pasig on offense is quite clear. Kung sino binabantayan ni Compton, try to take him downstairs.
And now Jay Maga trying to front Alex Compton. Compton going through. Ball tapped. And it's outside for Manila. Shot clock for the Metro Stars at 10 seconds. Pinasa sa ilalim. Camaso misses. And now the Pirates on the attack. Lowell Briones on the fast break. Handoff. Jonathan De Guzman missing that jumper. Recovered by Briones.
Well, De Guzman has had a tough time with his shots in this ballgame so far.
The Pirates could equalize here. Jay Maga trying to move in close against Alex Compton. There's help from Martin. Pinasa sa loob kay Babylonia. Taken away by Brown. Compton. Over to Brown. At the corner, there's Pecheang. Chickens out on the shot. Maga takes it away. And he will equalize.
Jay Maga playing a big game for Pasig Rizal this afternoon.
4th deadlock of the ball game at 56. Ceasar Brown running shot goes in. Sends the crowd yelling, and the Stars, or the Metro Stars, back on top.
Napabayaan si Ceasar Brown. Magat forgetting na medyo nag-switch sila ni De Guzman. One of them will have to guard Brown, and that will not be easy.
De Guzman over to Jay Magat. 8 seconds on the shot clock for the Pirates. Gilbert Castillo against Martin. 4 seconds. Turnaround shot. Off.
Good boxing out by the Metro Stars that time.
All clear for Camaso to take the rebound. Compton trying to shake off De Guzman and almost traveled there. Pirates bench asking for a traveling call, but it's sent out anyway for Pasig. We have a timeout now. We'll be right back.
Metro Stars. Watch out for the Celtic star player at the end of this game. Mobilite Battery, ang bateryang pangmatagalan.
Welcome back to the Mail and More Sports Arena in San Andres, Manila. The Metro Stars enjoying a 2-point lead at 58-56. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter as we take a look at this FedEx Fast Break. We live to deliver.
Solo version para kay Jay Magat, whose performance in the third quarter has kept Pasig Rizal in the ballgame. Adukol has been a non-present, especially on offense.
Compton given the ball, missing the shot despite, well, naumabot sa kanya yung bola despite De Guzman's wraparound on him.
Kasi mapapansin natin kay Compton, every time he's in foul trouble, he wants to take over the offense. Parang alam niyang borrowed yung kanyang time.
That's right. As Ravena on a bad pass to De Guzman sends the ball over to the Metro Stars again. Panoorin natin itong strong move from Colt 45, the strong one. Ceasar Brown nailing it. Still 58-56 for Manila. Compton lob pass to Brown.
Ravenna right behind him. Brown at the baseline, missing the shot, and a strong follow-up. Gets it through.
Sabi nga natin, nagiging parang third or fourth offensive choice itong si Ceasar Brown para sa Manila Metro Stars.
Ravenna with a wall right in front of him. Decides to back off. Binigay kay Guido Babilonia. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Guido gives it to a closer Gilbert Castillo, who's blocked. And the ball is taken away. 35 seconds remaining in the third. Brown in a hurry for the layup.
Well, nobody paid attention to Brown, so now it's Pasig Rizal's defense that's starting to collapse and has allowed Manila to take a 6-point lead.
Brown hard at work here in the third quarter with 8 already. Ravenna, 10 on the shot clock, firing that and hitting.
Ravenna, as we mentioned, having some difficulties on offense.
8 seconds left in the third quarter. Alex Compton from way out, missing that. Rebound taken by Briones. And that is the end of the third quarter. 62-58 is the score. The Manila Metro Stars on top. Just 1 quarter left in this classic. Game 1 of a best-of-5 conference finals. We'll be right back.
Philippine.
Darlington, the ultimate performance socks. Walang himulmol, the official socks of the NBA. Modolite battery, ang bateriyang pangmatagalan.
Well, back there a foul on Lowell Briones. On Ceasar Brown's move to the front court. Metro Stars, as we begin the fourth quarter, Peter Martinez leading the rebounding pack with 10.
Well, third quarter numbers show that Pasig has improved on their shooting, 50% from the field. Manila, 36%. 15-10 edge though for Manila.
Bong Ravenna still off from outside. But the Stars now have it. Tomaso, Adukul, Compton, Brown, and Demape are in the court for Manila. And there's Brown scoring off a pass by Alex Compton.
And we keep mentioning that Brown moves so well without the ball.
And now, Ira Panganiban will tell us on the Metro Stars. Ira?
Bob, yun yung sinasabi nito si Coach Louie Alas, mag-usap kayo. Masyadong marami hesitation because you're not talking to each other. You're not telling each other your intentions. That is why medyo nagkakaroon kayo ng problema. Bob, Butch?
Communication.
Oo. Pag-uusap. And there's Louie Alas there on the bench for the Metro Stars. Counterpart niya sa kabila, si Joel Banal. The Pirates have Ravenna, Babilonia, Castillo, De Guzman, and Briones on the court. Top of the fourth quarter, there's De Guzman firing and nailing a 3.
And Pasig Rizal hoping that De Guzman will catch fire here in the fourth quarter. He has missed a lot of shots here in the early going. Pero kung mag-init siya ng fourth quarter, malaking problema sa Manila yon.
Before that shot, De Guzman had just 1 field goal in this ball game. Romel Adukul, double team, cross-court pass. Demape trying to shake off Briones, goes for the layup, missing it. It reaches De Guzman and there's someone called for a foul. Romel Adukul in his second.
And medyo nawalan siya ng control. Pagbaba niya.
And this is Nico Valenton, siya ang ating master guapo of the game.
Dethroned si Marco Franco.
Happy birthday ulit.
Bali, happy birthday sa ating nagpapatakbo. Yung mga stats na nakikita niyo siya ang namamahala dyan.
Yung graphics ng larong ito. Kaya may pumasok na si Iloilo kanina halftime. 64-61. Manila on top. Pasig Rizal trying to whittle that lead down. De Guzman. His pass reaches Ravenna, but there's a whistle. 3-second violation.
Yeah, may nangitlog nga sa ilalim.
Someone made egg under. And Alex Santos has the story on Pasig Rizal.
Yes, Bob, if Bong Ravenna is in trouble and couldn't find his tempo, who you gonna call? Well, Coach Banal has opted James Magat and also ito si De Guzman to do some heroic moves to save his team. Both of them made this several times, so no doubt that they can duplicate what they did yung nakaraan. But now, Magat
had his complete rest at kailangan nitong makapagpahinga dahil sinabing sa akin, pagod na pagod siya during the third quarter. Mamaya, babalik siya. Babots, Matthew.
So Brown hindi na masyadong nakakuha ng sabaw doon sa kanyang tira. Memphis down to 3 ang lamang ng Manila. Here's Jonathan de Guzman. Gives it down to Guido Babilonia. At the baseline, missing it.
Medyo napalalim si Guido doon sa play na yon.
So masyado malaking effort na ginamit niya para lumampas kay Adukol. Inapos na tuloy sa ilalim. There's Brown on the front court for Manila. Alex Compton trying to evade de Guzman for the layup.
Compton has survived playing with 4 fouls.
5-point lead for the Metro Stars. 9 minutes remaining in this game. Jonathan de Guzman backing off into Alex Compton. Over to Briones. Kicks it out to Ravenna. Changed his mind about taking the long shot. Si de Guzman na lang daw ang titira, but he missed.
And now Manila is slowing it down. As we mentioned, they must shorten the game.
O dahil dun sa foul trouble, yung dalawang key players sila, one of them happens to be Don Camaso who missed on that reverse. Bong Ravenna to Briones for the fast break.
A great fast break run by Pasig that time. Ravenna seems to be gun shy. Alam niyang parang wala yung stroke niya ngayong araw na ito. In fact, yung mga take-off niya, pagtira niya, halos hindi mo na mahahalata. De Guzman is caught holding on to Compton.
Well, nakuha nga niya yung bola, but he grabbed Compton by the waist,
Actually, halatang halata eh.
or by the waistband pala. An assist brought to you by DHL. Every second counts.
O kasi muntik mahubara na short si Compton.
And that could be very embarrassing sometimes. Samantala, Don Camaso will inbound for the Metro Stars where De La Rosa has come into the ball game.
Ito yung sinasabi mong Cebu Iloilo kanina.
107-99, high-scoring ball game. Rob Wainwright, big one for him, 28 points. And the Gems have drawn first blood against the Megavols.
Great move by Demape that time. 17 points now for Demape. 5-point lead for Manila.
And 8 minutes remaining in this game. Bong Ravenna against De La Rosa, squeezing through for the layup.
That is the last thing Manila wants to see. Ravenna catching fire also in the home stretch. By the way, Magat's back in the ball game.
Ravenna has 13 points today. Demape given room by Adukol to shoot, and he does, but he missed. De La Rosa with the offensive rebound, but missed on the follow-up. 3-point lead for the Metro Stars. Magat over to Babilonia. Open is Briones, and he confidently six that shot.
Well, that time around, di nakababa kagad ang depensa ng Manila. Mukhang hindi pa alam kung sino dapat tatauhin nila. I think they have to organize somehow.
Compton with a lob pass to Romel Adukol. Over to Camaso, who ran out of room, and the ball ran into the baseline. Panoorin natin yung galaw ni Bong Ravenna na ito. Strong move brought to you by Colt 45, the strong one.
But pumagitan siya sa gitna ng kanyang dalawang defenders, he was able to put it up and in. And maybe that will get Ravenna going for Pasig Rizal.
Pasig Rizal is behind by 1, and they have possession. Jay Magat now. Over to Bong Ravenna. They're going to go to him for the setup. Tasalaksa, he's blocked. He recovers. Over to Magat, who puts it in. That's a very tight spot.
Well, Magat should actually not have been there dahil he should be rotating back on defense.
Nakatulong pa pala yung nakatambay siya ron. And Pasig Rizal has taken the lead, which sends their fans over there at their side of the building in a frenzy. 6.5 remaining. Compton from far away. Wala. Adukol with the rebound. And there's a foul. Well, almost had the second motion there.
Yes, that was very, very close.
Just a little more fuse was all he needed.
Oh, konti na lamang.
Mga siguro 1 millimeter na fuse. Hindi, putok na. And Romel Adukol will be going to the line here.
He already has one technical.
Second personal called on Guido Babilonia in this play. Well, a technical was called on Adukol for...
And Adukol has been ejected.
For 2 technicals. That's a
another revolting development for the Manila Metro Stars. Adukol is ejected from this ball game.
Remember, they don't have Long-Along in this ball game.
And the Metro Stars call a timeout. We'll be right back in a while.
The 9
hours because he has been called two technicals of the same nature. Yung second motion. And now, let's listen into Ira Panganiban on an update.
Well, Bob, yun nga yung sinasabi. This is what we have been talking about kanina. Adukol gets frustrated. He does something else. And now it's happened. Coach Louis Alas wants his boys to not forget about it. Alam naman nila, kaya din nila without Rommel. All the other guys na nga will have to step up. Bob, Butch.
And talk about stepping up, that's Don Camaso powering his way through for the layup, and we're tied again at 70, our fifth deadlock of the ball game.
Now, the worst thing that could happen for Pasig Rizal is that they will take it easy because they know that Adukol is out of the game. Baka nga mawalan pa nga sila ng konting bangis o tapang.
Well, Bong Ravena there with the turnover as we take a look at this move by Camaso. Very strong move from Colt 45.
We're tied with 6 minutes to go here, game number 1.
Yes, halfway through the fourth quarter, there's Don Camaso playing with 4 personals. And so is Alex Compton, who has the ball with him right now. Sumalaksak si Alex. Tapos yung tira. And Babylonia wins out on the rebound and brings the ball across. The Pirates will set this up. Bong Ravena at the baseline gets the layup.
At tatapang lamang si Ravena, lalo na pagsaksak. Alam niya wala na si Adukol, wala siyang katatakutan gaano.
Some Pasig fans there, as you just saw, marami rin silang dinala rito or dumayo rito sa San Andres. Sasalaksak si Demape for the layup. He equalizes and he'll get a bonus.
And as Louis Alas said, the rest of the players have to step up.
Noel Briones with his first personal. Pasig with 3 team fouls. Manila, meanwhile, has 2 team fouls.
You have to remember, Manila entered this game with only 11 players. As we mentioned, Long-Along not playing this ballgame. And looking at their bench, there are 3 players there who have not seen action this ballgame. Nandi Garcia, Nestor
Jojo
Echano,
Briñez.
and Jojo Briñez. That means they only used 8 players so far. Na-thrown out pa si Adukol.
A luxury it sure isn't for Louis Alas. And Demape on the free throw line brings the lead back to the Metro Stars. 73-72. Dito ng oras, 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Magat finds Ravena. Natapik ang bola. Castillo is clobbered. And it looks like Camaso will give up the foul.
Martin trying to get the foul, but it was obviously...
No, it is going to go against Peter Martin.
Pero mukha si Camaso, but let's see this. Ayun, hindi ba nahuli si Camaso?
Oo nga eh.
But they give it to Martin.
Martin with 1 personal foul. At pakinggan natin ngayon si Alex Santos sa kanyang report.
Bob, according to Pasig coaching staff, Adukol's ejections is not an assurance that they will win this game. But some adjustments, nakagawa na sila ng some adjustments. At everybody is now in the game. Karina, during the huddle, mukhang lahat sila ay natanggalan ng tinik. At now they can do whatever they want para makalamang dito sa Manila Metro Stars. At yun lamang, ang gusto nila magawa ngayon, huwag lang masyado silang kumpiyansa dito sa laban nito. Papuch, back to you.
And back there, De La Rosa playing Ravena too aggressively. Sumabit yung kanyang braso, tinawagan ng foul. De La Rosa's 3rd in the ballgame. Throw in ni Ravena mula sa gilid. Magat, balik kay Ravena. Babylonia, natapik ang bola mula sa likod, but Ravena recovers it for the Pirates. Over again to Babylonia against Camaso. He forces and is blocked by Don Camaso.
Well, Pasig wants to go inside to Babylonia, trying to get another foul from Camaso.
But Camaso is one of the leading shot block artists of the league. Alex Compton at the baseline is fouled
by Magat. Or rather, Rabena, it's gonna be his third. Parang kasama akong referee ngayong araw na to.
Nangyayari talaga yun. Ako bulimlim minsan. 4 minutes and 27 seconds natitira sa laro. Nandun din naman si Magat in the thick of it. Mantala, Compton fishes for a foul and gets it from Magat.
But you don't want to send Compton to the line where he's almost automatic, 88% during the regular season. Far and away the best free throw percentage in the league.
And Compton misses that free throw. Albert Godinez and Luis Chudian representing the ownership of the Manila Metro Stars.
Only 11 points today. Compton's scoring has really suffered a lot here in the playoffs. I think part of the reason is yung injury niya sa kanyang left leg. And second, yung absence si Chuchu Serrano.
Compton split charities. Manila up by 2. Babylonia evens things up.
And hold on to your seats, folks. The last 4 minutes should be very, very exciting here.
6th deadlock at 74. Demape from outside. Short. Pirates back to the front court. Could take the lead here. De Guzman to Babylonia. Again, Babylonia about to challenge Camaso. He gets clobbered on the way in. Compton over to Brown. It's blocked. That's De La Rosa, by the way. It was blocked by Castillo outside.
Great defensive gem by Gilbert Castillo.
One for the books, actually. Hinabol talaga. And De La Rosa acknowledges.
And he's also recalled to the bench. Brown comes back in.
Throw in. Mula sa baseline. Balik si Brown sa loob. Here's Demape against De Guzman. Nasundot. Na-recover na Demape. Fall away. Wala. Brown with the tip in. Wala pa rin. It goes to De Guzman. On the fast break are the Pirates. Magat! Yes!
And he's fouled by Peter Martin. Great passing on the fast break.
Well, the foul. How could that foul go against Don Camaso? No, that's going to go against Peter Martin.
Yes, there was a mistake.
Jay Magat in a bonus free throw situation. Lamang ang Pasig ng dalawa. At the moment, big ball game for him. 14 points. They got 50.
3-point ball game.
3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Gilbert Demape at the anchor for Manila. Compton firing it. Missing out on that two-pointer.
And Manila seems to be playing in a panic, which is not to be. Dahil 3 minuto na, ang haba pa niyan.
Well, a lot of discomfort has to be felt by the Metro Stars with the exit of Romela Ducol in this ball game. He's out on 2 technicals. Meanwhile, Ravena over to De Guzman. 3 seconds on the shot clock. He fires and misses. Martin with the rebound.
Well, that time around, nobody seemed to want to shoot for the Pirates.
Lumalapit na tayo sa dulo ng larong ito. 2 minutes and 35 remaining. Compton's pass reaches Demape, who fires and misses. Suddenly, he's blown cold from outside after hot scoring in the first 3 quarters. And a foul given up by the Pirates there.
Number 14, Gilbert Castillo is 6.
5 na ang foul ni Gilbert Castillo. Pirates up 77-74, and we have a timeout.
You can
Down to the last 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Manila behind by 3 against Pasig. Ceasar Brown on the free throw line. Gets one down. Brown has 11 points. And there's Chuchu Serrano watching from the sideline because of an ACL injury. And I'm sure he would be thinking of being on the court at this stretch for his team, the Metro Stars. Brown missing a second free throw. Metro Stars behind by 2. Passing in possession. Castillo missing that. The tip in by Babylonia. Wala pa rin. Martin with a bailout for the Metro Stars.
Big rebound by Peter Martin there. And we're approaching the final 2 minutes, Bob.
Very, very close to the home stretch. Demape. Running shot goes in with a whistle. There's a foul too. It's already the final 2 minutes. Brought to you by London Dry Gin. Now in a handy junior size. London Dry Gin Junior. Just right for you. Let's watch Gilbert Demape at work here.
And that's a big shot.
Drew a foul and made the shot.
Remember, Manila has played 17 games here at Milan Moore, including yung exhibition against Bayer of Germany, and they have not lost a single game.
Demape brings the Metro Stars up by 1.
Now Pasig Rizal, composure, execution. Those are their key words.
Both teams with 2 full timeouts and 1:30 remaining. Both are in penalty, by the way. Jay Magat, fall away. Wala. And Martin with another big rebound.
And now Manila will slow it down. They will set up.
Gilbert Demape against Jonathan De Guzman. Camaso staying there, laying lamppost. Samantala, here's Demape, still turnaround shot, doesn't fall. Camaso grabs it and blocked on the follow-up.
And there's a foul by Demape.
As De Guzman was about to make headway towards the other side, naiwan si Gilbert Demape and grabbed on to the hip of Jonathan De Guzman. Demape's 3rd personal. And for the Metro Stars, 16 fouls.
Well, in the past, De Guzman has made some big free throws for Pasig, and this is a 1-and-1.
Pirates behind by 1. De Guzman sinks that, and we're tied again. Not too much scoring from Jonathan De Guzman in this ball game. He has 6 points today. Second one also goes in.
Lead goes back to the Pirates.
A minute and 10 remaining. Gilbert Demape to Camaso. Both teams with a full arsenal of timeouts to call, and so far none of them have called any in this stretch yet. Bad pass by Compton, taken away by the Pirates. Here's De Guzman. Magat receives it from down deep, missing the fall away.
Well, Magat seems more than willing to take the shot, but maybe he could have passed out.
Well, Camaso was gasping for breath as he got that rebound, and Demape quickly asks for a timeout. We'll be right back.
Manila Metro Stars.
For Pasig Rizal. That much time remaining. Aducol is out of this ballgame, ejected on 2 technicals. Longalong is not going to play, serving a suspension. Camaso with 4 personals, and Compton with 4. Metro Stars trying to hang on, but Camaso took a bad landing there after that rebound.
Matapak siya sa paa ni Babylonia, and stepping on the
turnover
inbound
by the Metro Stars in the inbound. Tough break for Manila, and now Pasig has called the timeout. We will be right back. Please stay there.
Sa Jollibee.
What is he doing over there? Well, a passing error or an inbound error by the Manila Metro Stars right before the break.
And it's going to be Manila's back against the wall right now. It's 79 to 78. Pasig is on top. 44 seconds remaining.
But you have to remember, with 44 seconds, Pasig obviously cannot run out the clock. And for Manila, they don't have to give up a foul because they can gain possession without committing a foul, as long as they can force, as long as they can make a defensive stop laban sa Pasig Rizal.
Pasig and Manila with one full timeout to call each and 1:30 as well. Sa team fouls, 7 para sa Pasig, 6 para sa Manila. The inbound reaches Guido Babilonia. Over to Jay Magat. Down to Bong Ravena. And they're gonna go to him. Ravena kicks it out. De Guzman firing and getting a three.
And we told you, De Guzman had been cold throughout the game, but he can hit that three-point shot late.
At mabait sa kanya yung ring. Actually, naawa sa kanya. And now, Pasig Rizal is up by 4 as we take a look at that shot again by Jonathan De Guzman as we hop into a timeout. We'll be right back. And he's going to make sure now that he doesn't commit any inbounding error. Kanina kasi hindi pa niya naipapasa, tumawid na agad siya dun sa linya.
31 seconds remaining, and just when you think Manila is out of miracles, this is the time when Manila, I believe, is at its most dangerous. So, akala mo talo na sila.
Totoo yan.
They've pulled out so many miracles this season.
And a lot of them from this gentleman, Alex Compton, getting a foul, but missing on the shot.
Well, Magat bit into it. Great fake by Compton, and now Compton will take 3 free throws.
Magat has 2 personal fouls, 3 free throws for Alex Compton.
Well, yes, Compton was moving forward, but Magat had already committed himself to the air by the time Compton began his forward movement.
And there is a lot of time remaining in this ball game, at 25 seconds. Compton sinking that first of 3 free throws. Second one by Compton also goes in.
Interesting situation. I think the Manila Metro Stars are talking about whether to give up a foul or not. I think they have to.
Compton's third is on the way. Could whittle the lead down to 1 with this, and he does. And it's Pasig's turn to call a timeout. We'll be back in a while. We know you will not go away.
The classic.
We wanted to hear the plan exactly, but we only caught the last part of it.
Well, they know they have 1 timeout left. Pag nakashoot, they have to call it. They have a 30-second timeout. Stretching, Ang is in for Don Camaso. I don't think Manila is fouling. Not yet. I think they will go for a steal.
Me neither. 24.9 seconds, around 25. Both teams with a 30-second timeout to call. Pasig is in the double bonus penalty. Manila has 6 team fouls. And a timeout has been called by Pasig.
They're calling their final 30-second timeout.
Adjustment sa inbound kasi covered ng Manila on the defense. And we'll try to listen in to Joel Banal and his plan for the inbound.
O, balik tayo. Bong, Joe, Jay here, Gilbert, okay? So, gano'n ha. Bong, una ka na. Ito, una ka na. Go, Jay. Joe, okay, Jay, come out, alright? Joe, kung magka-problema, come out. Bong, come out. Wala na tayong time out, alright? Ito, upusin ang 23, pwedeng upusin, 23. Point guard, space out. Space out, control it. Keep it up, lay up. Lay up, kung wala, upusin lang oras.
Well, Butch,
Well, Joel Banal changing the play. He wants the point guards to spread out once they get the ball. And ubusin lang yung oras, yun ang instructions. If Manila's not going to foul, they're going to force them to foul unless there's a layup opportunity.
But it's going to take a lot of careful passing. And there's some smarts on the part of the point guards. Inbound by Castillo. It reaches Bong Ravena. Manila still is not fouling. De Guzman, there's the foul on Demape. His fourth personal. That stops the clock at 18.6 seconds.
It's a 1-and-1. Well, De Guzman came through earlier.
And the pressure is weighing heavily on Jonathan De Guzman's mind right now. Tamaso inside for Freche Ang.
Well, this may be a minor thing, but why is Peter Martin not inside? He's giving that up to Ceasar Brown.
De Guzman's first goes in. He'll get another one. Pasig Rizal up by 2 now. Anything can happen at this stretch of the ball game. These two dangerous teams are at each other for the Northern Conference crown. De Guzman's second likewise goes in, 3-point differential. And there's Gilbert Demape asking for a timeout, the last timeout of the ball game, called by the Manila Metro Stars. And now it's our turn to listen to Louis Alas for the Metro Stars.
Be ready.
Pag wala tayong opportunity, tumira sa 3 points, complete 2.
Wala bang timeout, di ba?
Wala. Pag wala tayong opportunity, but stay 2 tayo guys. Stay 2, then go for 3, first option. Go.
Well, of course, Manila will look to its leaders on the court. And Alex Compton assured himself na wala nang timeout, kaya dapat talaga this is where the boys are separated from the men.
Nestor Echano coming in for the first time in this ballgame, replacing Peter Martin. And of course, he's a 3-point threat, last year's 3-point king. If there's no clear 3-point shot, they'll go for the quick 2.
Brown with the inbound, kind of wild. Compton almost stepped on the midcourt line. It's with Compton, firing a 3. Missing that one.
And
it's taken away by Babylonia with 6 seconds remaining, and he's fouled.
And they're going to take 2. Babylonia still needs to make 1 free throw.
1-and-1 pa rin ang ibibigay kay Guido Babylonia dahil 2 free throws na ibibigay dahil 8 team foul na ng Manila Metro Stars.
Compton is beside himself, might have forced the shot, but he's made those shots all year long. And now Babylonia has to make at least 1. Pantanggal ng pressure.
Guido Babylonia off on that first free throw.
1 more. That was way off.
Ayan, talagang brick eh. Parang nanigas yung braso.
And Magat should really stick close to Compton. You know why? Compton's not going to go for a layup if he gets the ball.
Obviously, it's going to be a 3.
And
but Babylonia gets some insurance down for Pasig. Demape over to Alex Compton, being left open. Off on that shot, and that is the ball game. Pasig Rizal stealing 1 here at the home court of the Metro Stars, and the Metro Stars' first loss here at the Mail and More Arena. The score 85-81. Pasig Rizal winning this one. Game 1 of a best of 5 or the Northern Conference title. And now we come down to our post-game awards and other stuff. And we have one interview ready for our Caltech star player, siya si Jay Magat. Let's turn it over now to Alex Santos.
Yes, maraming salamat, Bob. Well, our Caltech star player of the game, Jay Magat, congratulations. You had a superb game with whopping 15 points, 1 rebound, 2 steals, and 1 block. Naka-block ka pa. But anyway, I have a simple question for you, Jay. What else can Jay Magat contribute for tomorrow's game, second game?
I guess I could tighten up on my defense on Alex because I gave him a couple shots that shouldn't have been. You know, I fouled him on the free throw, on the 3-point line and stuff. I just got to bear down on him next game, come tomorrow.
Okay, well said. Well, congratulations and see you tomorrow and good luck. At magbabalik po ang NBA dito sa Mail and More. Maraming salamat po.
Sa Jollibee, may bagong hit. Jollibee hot dog on a stick. Langhap-sarap na fantastic.
By Don Camaso. Here's Compton on the front court. Threading it inside to Camaso for the layup.
That was a great pass by Alex Compton, spotting Camaso on the trail.
Castillo over to Ravena underneath. That was our Milo best play dito sa laro na, naihabol natin yung deadline natin. Amazing. Ang bilis itong larong to. Pasig Rizal winning this one, game 1 ng kanilang best of 5. And now, this is our Kit Kat winning break.
This winning break is brought to you by Kit Kat. Have a break, have a Kit Kat.
Well, Pasig Rizal was leading by 1 point. Ravena spotting De Guzman open. And De Guzman draining, well, hindi man draining, awa. Pero it's 3 points worth. And that just about gave Pasig Rizal the cushion they needed to ride out Manila's last-ditch stand.
And one more post-game award we'd like to give away. Our Hardiflex King of the Board honors goes to Guido Babilonia.
So halos clean sweep ng Pasig yung mga awards. 13 rebounds for Guido Babilonia. As we mentioned, he is the leader of this Pirates team.
And one last look at our Budweiser buddies. There's Babilonia with Ravena for Pasig Rizal and Adukul and Compton for the Metro Stars.
Well, Adukul failing to score in double figures, but that was because he was ejected from the game with about 7 minutes left. So that also proved crucial as Pasig Rizal was able to attack inside na hindi nila inaalala masyado ang presence ni Romel Adukul.
That plus a couple of things na kumalog sa Manila Metro Stars, yung maagang foul trouble ni Compton at saka ni Camaso ay malaking factors dito sa larong ito, masasabi natin. And of course, tomorrow ang Game 2 ng Pasig Rizal Pirates here at the Mail and More Arena against the Manila Metro Stars. Tapos nun, the Iloilo Mega Volts against the Cebu Gems dun sa New Cebu City Coliseum para dun sa kanila namang Game 2 ng dalawang Best of 5 series na ito na talaga namang napapatunay lang na kung gaano kahigpit ang labanan coming into these conference finals.
At naiahon natin itong game nito kahit na late na tayo nag-umpisa ay tamang-tama pa rin tayo natapos. And don't forget, you know, the ball game, this is playoff action, playoff intensity all the way here in the NBA.
The crowd here knows it, and I'm sure you do too. So stay tuned tomorrow pag simula uli namin at around 1:30 for the NBA. Meanwhile, on behalf of our crew at aming director, si Benny Rivera, si Alex Santos, Ira Panganiban, and Butch Maniego, Bob Navales here saying thanks for joining us.
The 1999 NBA Conference Finals was brought to you by